Every day, we place our empty milk bottles on the doorstep, knowing that by tomorrow, our empties will have been replaced by full bottles of milk. We've become so used to this that most of us take it for granted. We all know, of course, that they're put there by the milkman. But how much do we really know about the milkman's job? You see, the milkman is the last in a long line of people whose job is to make sure we get our daily supply of milk. The story behind those 2 pints of milk begins the previous day, at a dairy farm more than 100 miles away. The farmer milks his cows twice a day, in the morning and again in the evening. In the old days, cows were milked by hand, but this was a slow process. Nowadays, many cows can be milked at the same time with the aid of an electric milking machine. Every day, a tanker comes to the farm to collect the milk. The tanker takes the milk from several farms direct to the bottling plant. But not all milk is collected by tankers. Many farmers still put their milk into churns, which are picked up by lorries. The churns are unloaded at the bottling plant right alongside the big tankers. If the milk passes certain tests for freshness, it then goes through a process called pasteurization, which means that the milk is heated to kill all the harmful germs. Meanwhile, our empty milk bottles have been washed and sterilized to remove any dirt or germs. They pass along the conveyor belt in quick succession. The milk is no sooner inside the bottle than another machine seals it with a cap made from thin aluminium foil. No soldiers ever looked so orderly as a line of milk bottles on parade. In order to deliver your milk in the morning, the milkman has to leave home very early. Arriving at the dairy, he collects his card. This tells him the amount of milk and goods which he needs to carry. The vehicle the milkman rides in is electrically driven. The battery that drives it has been charging since the previous day. The milk is stored overnight in a large refrigerated room. The bottles are stacked in the plastic crates in which they left the bottling plant. But a milkman does not only deliver milk. He carries on his float other items such as cream, yogurt, butter, eggs, and even bread and potatoes. Finally, the milkman checks with the supervisor that he has the correct amount of milk and groceries to complete his deliveries. At each house, the milkman checks his delivery book, which tells him how much milk he has to leave for each customer. At the end of the week, he can add up how many pints each customer has had and how much money is owing. Not everyone lives in a house. Many people live in flats, and it can sometimes mean climbing several flights of stairs. A lot of stairs and garden gates later, the milkman has finally finished his round. But when he gets back to the depot, he still has to unload all the empty crates and put his vehicle away, remembering, of course, to leave his battery on charge. Even then, there is one more job to do before he goes home. Any cash he has collected on his round has to be counted and handed in. He sorts out all the checks, banknotes and coins and lists them on a form. The money and the form are then put into a special bag. Finally, the bag is handed to the cashier or dropped into the safe. And that brings us to the end of our story. Or does this story have an end? Remember, as you take in today's milk, other people are already at work making sure that tomorrow's empties will once again be replaced by full bottles of fresh milk.